First story, Whispering Pines by Emma Bennett. It was the autumn of 2019 when I decided to escape the hustle and bustle of city life and rent a secluded mountain cabin in the picturesque town of Asheville, North Carolina. The Whispering Pines cabin, nestled deep in the woods, promised solitude and tranquility. Little did I know, it would be a trip that would haunt me for the rest of my life. The cabin was a charming two-story structure with a wraparound porch, surrounded by ancient pine trees that seemed to whisper secrets in the wind. As I settled in, the serenity of the location calmed my nerves. The first few nights were peaceful. The only sounds were the rustling leaves and the distant hooting of owls. On the fourth night, a chilling wind swept through the forest, causing the trees to creak and groan. I dismissed it as a common occurrence until I heard faint whispers beneath the howling wind. I strained to listen, and the whispers grew clearer, forming words that sent shivers down my spine. They spoke of forgotten tales, of someone watching from the shadows. Terrified, I locked all the doors and windows, trying to convince myself that it was just my imagination. But as the night wore on, the whispers persisted, echoing through the cabin like ghostly murmurs. Sleep eluded me, and I found myself peering through the curtains, half expecting to see shadowy figures lurking in the darkness. As dawn approached, the whispers subsided, leaving me exhausted and paranoid. Determined to uncover the source, I ventured into the woods during daylight. The forest, once inviting, now felt ominous. The trees loomed overhead like silent sentinels, and the air hung heavy with an unnatural stillness. As I walked deeper into the woods, I stumbled upon an abandoned shack hidden among the trees. Its dilapidated state suggested it had been untouched for years. Inside, I discovered old photographs and newspaper clippings, revealing a dark history of the Whispering Pines. It spoke of a hermit who lived there decades ago, rumored to commune with supernatural entities. The realization hit me like a wave. The whispers were not a product of my imagination but remnants of a tormented past. That night, as darkness enveloped the cabin, I felt a presence lingering. Shadows danced on the walls, and the whispers returned, more urgent than before. It was as if the spirit of the hermit sought solace, using me as a vessel to share its long-buried secrets. The following morning, I left the cabin, haunted by the experience. The tranquility I sought had become a nightmare, and the Whispering Pines held secrets too unsettling for the living to bear. Second story, The Silent Guest by Richard Thompson. In the heart of the Adirondack Mountains, a cozy cottage stood beside the serene Lake Placid. Seeking a break from the chaos, I booked the cabin for a week of solitary reflection. The isolation, however, brought more than peace. It brought an unexpected and unnerving companion. The cottage exuded rustic charm, with its stone fireplace and antique furniture. It was the perfect setting for contemplation until peculiar incidents disrupted my solitude. Late at night, the creaking floorboards hinted at unseen footsteps, and whispers floated through the air like ethereal phantoms. One evening, as I sat by the fire, a feeling of being watched crept over me. I dismissed it initially, attributing it to the isolation. But the sensation persisted, growing more intense each day. Shadows danced on the walls, taking forms that seemed to mimic a hidden presence. Desperate for answers, I explored the surrounding woods, hoping to dispel the unease. Amid the trees, I stumbled upon an ancient cemetery, forgotten by time. Moss-covered gravestones told tales of lives long gone, but one name stood out: Eleanor Hawthorne. Intrigued, I researched the history of Lake Placid, only to discover the tragic story of Eleanor, a woman accused of witchcraft in the 18th century. The pieces fell into place, and it became evident that Eleanor's spirit lingered in the cottage, a silent guest to my solitude. I tried communicating with her, asking questions into the void, and to my disbelief, received responses. The fireplace crackled in response to my inquiries, and the air seemed charged with an otherworldly energy. As the days passed, Eleanor's presence grew more pronounced. Objects moved on their own, and faint whispers turned into audible pleas for understanding. Nights became a symphony of creaks and murmurs, echoing the sorrow of a woman wronged by history. Haunted by the weight of Eleanor's story, I decided to leave the cottage, my refuge now tainted by the specter of a bygone era. Lake Placid, once a sanctuary, transformed into a place of lingering spirits and unresolved mysteries. Third story, The Desolate Watchtower by Samuel Reynolds. Nestled in the remote reaches of the Scottish Highlands, I found solace in a centuries-old watchtower overlooking the vast moors. Seeking refuge from the chaos of modern life, I embarked on a journey that would unravel a tale of horror shrouded in the mists of time. The watchtower, weathered by centuries of storms, stood as a silent sentinel against the backdrop of rolling hills. Its cold stones bore witness to forgotten secrets, and the wind whispered tales of the unfortunate souls who once sought refuge within its walls. Eager for isolation, I relished the solitude the watchtower promised. As night fell, the haunting cries of unseen creatures echoed in the distance. I dismissed them as the sounds of the wilderness until a rhythmic knocking reverberated through the tower. Investigating, I discovered a hidden compartment beneath a loose floorboard, revealing a tattered journal and a weathered map. The journal chronicled the experiences of a watchman who, centuries ago, guarded the tower against an unknown evil. His entries spoke of shadowy figures that prowled the moors and strange occurrences that defied explanation. The map detailed hidden passages within the watchtower, leading to subterranean chambers where unspeakable rituals had taken place. As I delved deeper into the mysteries, the tower seemed to come alive with unseen entities. Whispers in ancient Gaelic filled the air, and spectral figures materialized in the corners of my vision. The journal's warnings of an impending darkness became palpable, and a malevolent force gripped the tower in its icy tendrils. Unable to escape the unfolding nightmare, I navigated the hidden passages, guided by the flickering light of a lantern. The air thickened with an otherworldly presence, and the walls seemed to close in on me. Each step echoed with the footsteps of long-forgotten watchmen, their spectral gazes following my every move. The climax of terror unfolded in the deepest chamber, where the journal hinted at a gateway to the underworld. As I stood on the threshold, a ghastly apparition materialized, a tormented soul trapped between realms. Its anguished wails filled the chamber, and I felt the weight of centuries of suffering. With a surge of courage, I closed the hidden passages, sealing the malevolent force within. The watchtower, once a refuge, became a monument to the horrors that lurked in the shadows of the highlands. As I left the desolate watchtower behind, the wind carried whispers of gratitude, as if the tormented souls had found a momentary respite in the arms of solitude. Fourth story, The Unseen Tenant by Julia Martinez. Venturing into the vastness of the Australian outback, I sought refuge in a quaint cottage nestled near the town of Alice Springs. Little did I know that the solitude I craved would unveil a presence, unseen and ominous, making my escape to the remote corners of the world futile. The cottage, a weather-beaten structure with red dirt clinging to its walls, exuded an eerie charm. As the sun set behind the distant horizon, the isolation became palpable. Nights brought with them the symphony of nocturnal creatures, but one sound stood out, a soft, haunting melody that seemed to echo through the desert. Unease settled in as the melody persisted, growing louder with each passing night. Shadows danced across the walls, taking shape as a silhouette moving to the rhythm of the unseen tune. Struggling to comprehend the origin, I delved into the local folklore, discovering tales of an aboriginal spirit known as the Dreamtime Dancer. Legends spoke of a wandering soul that roamed the desert, trapped between worlds. The Dreamtime Dancer, drawn to those who sought solace, weaved a spectral dance that bridged the gap between the living and the ethereal. As the realization set in, my cottage transformed into a stage for the haunting performance of a ghostly presence. Attempting to communicate, I left offerings of local flora and played ancient melodies on a borrowed didgeridoo. The response was unsettling, a gust of wind carrying whispers that seemed to echo from the depths of the red desert. It was as if the Dreamtime Dancer acknowledged my presence, a silent participant in the spectral ballet. As the nights passed, the boundaries between the tangible and the unseen blurred. Footsteps echoed in the empty rooms, and the air carried the scent of eucalyptus, as if the spirit of the outback itself joined the ethereal dance. Sleep became elusive as I became entangled in the enigmatic performance that unfolded with each passing night. Driven by curiosity and fear, I embarked on a moonlit journey into the heart of the desert, guided by the haunting melody that echoed through the night. The landscape transformed into a surreal dreamscape, with the stars overhead mirroring the cosmic dance of the unseen tenant. In the silent embrace of the outback, I witnessed the apparition of the Dreamtime Dancer, an ephemeral figure draped in moonlight, twirling with grace that defied the laws of the living. The dance carried a melancholic beauty, a reflection of a spirit yearning for release from the desert's spectral embrace. As I retreated to the cottage, the haunting melody faded, and the shadows ceased their rhythmic dance. The Dreamtime Dancer, having shared its ethereal performance, retreated into the vastness of the Australian outback, leaving me with a profound sense of awe and an inexplicable connection to the unseen realms that linger in the desert's ancient sands. Fifth story: The Subterranean Echoes by Marcus O'Connor. High in the Swiss Alps, I sought refuge in a secluded chalet near the village of Zermatt. The allure of pristine snow-capped peaks and the promise of solitude drew me to this remote retreat. Little did I know that beneath the pristine snow lay a labyrinth of subterranean secrets that would unravel in the most chilling manner. The chalet, a picturesque structure with panoramic views of the Alps, provided a cozy sanctuary against the biting cold. Days were spent exploring the snowy landscapes, and nights were embraced by the warmth of a crackling fireplace. Yet, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a peculiar occurrence began to unfold. It started with subtle vibrations beneath the chalet, like distant rumbles echoing from the depths of the earth. At first, I attributed it to the natural shifts in the mountainous terrain. However, as the tremors intensified, I couldn't shake the feeling that something ominous lurked beneath the pristine snow. Curiosity led me to an old local legend about the Alpengeist, a subterranean entity said to inhabit the caverns beneath the Alps. According to the tales, the Alpengeist was a guardian of hidden treasures, and its presence was marked by eerie vibrations and inexplicable phenomena. One fateful night, as the chalet trembled with increasing intensity, I discovered a hidden trapdoor beneath a worn-out rug. Hesitant but driven by an inexplicable force, I descended into the bowels of the mountain. The air grew colder, and the distant echoes of my footsteps reverberated through narrow passages. The subterranean world unveiled a network of tunnels adorned with ancient symbols and carvings, hinting at a forgotten civilization that once thrived beneath the Alps. The vibrations became a symphony of eerie echoes, each step revealing more about the alpengist's spectral domain. In the heart of the labyrinth, I stumbled upon a cavern illuminated by a dim, otherworldly light. In its center lay a trove of ancient artifacts, relics from a bygone era, frozen in time. The air thickened with a supernatural energy, and shadows danced on the cavern walls, casting glimpses of phantasmagorical figures. As I reached out to touch the artifacts, the vibrations ceased, and an ethereal presence enveloped the cavern. The alpengist materialized, a spectral guardian with eyes that held the wisdom of centuries. It spoke in whispers, revealing the story of an ancient civilization that sought refuge beneath the mountains, leaving behind a legacy guarded by the subterranean entity. Haunted by the revelations, I ascended from the depths, leaving the hidden world behind. The chalet, once a haven, now carried the weight of an ancient secret. The Alps, veiled in snow, held echoes of a subterranean realm that intertwined with the present, leaving me forever changed by the chilling encounter with the alpengist's spectral embrace. Sixth story: The Murmurs of Midnight Manor by Vincent Harrington. In the heart of the English countryside, a centuries-old manor stood amidst the rolling hills, its time-worn facade concealing tales of the supernatural. Seeking an escape from the demands of urban life, I decided to spend a month in the enigmatic confines of Midnight Manor, unaware that the silence would soon give way to unsettling whispers. The manor, with its ivy-clad walls and Gothic architecture, exuded an otherworldly charm. As night fell, the quietude of the countryside transformed into an eerie symphony of rustling leaves and distant animal calls. However, the true source of disquiet lay within the manor itself. On the third night, I awoke to the sound of faint whispers, like spectral murmurs that floated through the corridors. At first, I dismissed them as the product of an overactive imagination, but as the nights wore on, the whispers grew more distinct, forming fragmented sentences that hinted at an unseen presence. Driven by a mix of fear and curiosity, I delved into the history of Midnight Manor. The archives revealed a tragic tale, a family curse that had plagued the estate for generations. The whispers, it seemed, were the echoes of souls trapped in the liminal space between the living and the dead. The manor's sprawling halls became a labyrinth of hidden passages and secret chambers, each echoing with the whispers of tormented spirits. Desperate to uncover the truth, I conducted seances and consulted ancient texts, attempting to communicate with the ethereal residents of Midnight Manor. One night, as the clock struck midnight, a spectral figure materialized in the grand ballroom. The lady of the manor, as she identified herself, spoke of a forbidden love and a tragic end that condemned her to the shadows. Her words resonated through the manor, and the whispers transformed into a chorus of sorrowful tales. As I listened to the tragic narratives, the manor itself seemed to respond. Creaking floorboards and flickering candle flames became manifestations of the unseen entity's presence. It was as if the spirits sought solace in sharing their stories, hoping that someone could break the chains of the age-old curse. As the days passed, the line between the living and the spectral blurred. Shadows danced on the walls, and the air carried a tangible sense of melancholy. Midnight Manor became a stage for the haunting performances of those who lingered, their voices echoing through time. Eventually, I discovered a hidden crypt beneath the manor, where the restless spirits found temporary reprieve. Through a series of ritualistic ceremonies, I attempted to lift the curse that bound them to the mortal realm. The manor, once a haven for the supernatural, became a battleground between the forces of darkness and the flickering light of salvation. As the final incantation echoed through the crypt, a profound silence enveloped Midnight Manor. The whispers ceased, and the air became still. The manor, liberated from the shackles of its haunted past, stood as a testament to the transient nature of curses and the redemptive power of understanding the sorrowful murmurs of the afterlife. 7th story, The Labyrinthine Echoes of Venice by Isabella Rossi. In the heart of the ancient city of Venice, where labyrinthine canals whispered tales of centuries past, I found myself entangled in a web of mysticism that transcended the boundaries between the living and the supernatural. The allure of the city's rich history drew me into the secrets concealed within the shadows of its narrow alleys and picturesque bridges. My temporary residence, a centuries-old palazzo, overlooked the iconic Grand Canal. The charm of the city by day was intoxicating, but as twilight descended, Venice revealed a side unseen by tourists, a realm where the echoes of forgotten lives resonated through the cobblestone streets. On the third night, I heard the distant wails of a melancholic melody, carried by the gentle lapping of canal waters against ancient stone. The source of the haunting tune eluded me, but as I ventured into the labyrinthine alleys, the echoes became more pronounced. It was as if the city itself spoke in musical whispers, unveiling a tale of love and betrayal. Local legends spoke of a ghostly gondolier who roamed the canals, serenading lost lovers with mournful melodies. The mysterious figure, known as Il Cantor dell'Ombre, the singer of shadows, was said to navigate the watery passages, forever bound by the tragic events that led to his untimely demise. Driven by the desire to unravel the secrets of Il Cantor, I embarked on nightly excursions through the dimly lit streets of Venice. The echoes of footsteps and distant laughter seemed to follow, creating an ethereal symphony that underscored the city's timeless charm. As I delved deeper into the mystery, I stumbled upon a hidden chamber beneath the palazzo, adorned with ancient murals depicting scenes of forbidden love and heartbreak. It was a secret sanctuary where clandestine affairs had once unfolded, and the lingering energy of past tragedies permeated the air. One moonlit night, as the echoes of the gondolier's lament reverberated through the palazzo, a ghostly figure materialized on the edge of the canal. Il Cantor, with hollow eyes that held the weight of centuries, beckoned me to join him on a gondola voyage through the city's watery veins. Navigating the canals, the ghostly gondolier sang of love lost and vows betrayed, weaving a spectral tapestry that transcended time itself. The city, bathed in the glow of ancient lanterns, became a vessel for the melancholic melodies that encapsulated the essence of Venice's haunted history. As dawn approached, Il Cantor faded into the shadows, leaving me alone on the silent canal. The echoes of his lament lingered, entwined with the timeless beauty of Venice. The palazzo, once a witness to forbidden love, stood as a silent testament to the labyrinthine echoes of a city that carried the weight of countless souls eternally bound to its watery embrace. 8th story, The Enigmatic Whispers of Kyoto by Takeshi Nakamura. In the heart of Kyoto, where ancient temples and serene gardens coexisted with the bustling modernity of Japan, I found myself drawn into a tale of mystery that unfolded with the grace of cherry blossoms in spring. Seeking refuge from the demands of Tokyo, I rented a traditional ryokan nestled in the historic Gion district, unaware that the echoes of centuries-old secrets would shape my nights in the city. The ryokan, a timeless structure with sliding paper doors and tatami mat floors, exuded an air of tranquility. Kyoto's charm captivated me during the day, but as night descended, a subtle disquiet lingered. Soft whispers, like the rustling of silk kimonos, danced through the air, creating an atmosphere laden with ancient tales. On the third night, the whispers grew more distinct, forming delicate phrases in a language unknown to my ears. It was as if the very walls of the ryokan held the secrets of generations past. Seeking to unravel the enigma, I delved into Kyoto's rich history, discovering tales of geishas, samurais, and forbidden love that permeated the city's cultural tapestry. As I explored the narrow alleys of Gion, I stumbled upon an old tea house, hidden behind a curtain of wisteria vines. The air within resonated with the echoes of laughter and hushed conversations. It was said that the tea house, long abandoned, harbored the spirits of geishas who once graced its halls. The whispers guided me through the corridors of the tea house, each step echoing with the soft patter of tabi-clad footsteps. Flickering lanterns cast dancing shadows on the sliding doors, revealing glimpses of ethereal figures adorned in ornate kimonos. It was a spectral dance of memories, a reflection of the city's timeless elegance. In the heart of the tea house, I encountered the apparition of a geisha named Hannah, her porcelain face painted with the delicate artistry of a bygone era. She spoke of unrequited love and the tragic end that bound her spirit to the tea house. The whispers, now forming a haunting melody, accompanied her tale. Determined to offer solace to Hannah's wandering spirit, I engaged in a traditional tea ceremony, inviting the geisha's essence to join. The air shimmered with an otherworldly energy, and the whispers transformed into a melodic dance that echoed through the tea house, a fusion of the supernatural and the mortal realm. As dawn painted the sky with hues of pink and gold, Hannah's figure dissipated like morning mist, leaving behind an indescribable sense of peace. The ryokan, once a portal to the past, stood as a testament to Kyoto's enduring spirit, where the enigmatic whispers of a geisha's love transcended time. Ninth story: The Echoes of the Moai by Elena Marquez. Far from the comforts of civilization, on the remote Easter Island, I sought solace amidst the enigmatic Moai statues that stood as silent sentinels against the vastness of the Pacific. The island's isolation, however, concealed a tale of ancient mysteries that would unfold beneath the gaze of the stoic stone guardians. My temporary abode, a modest cabin nestled on the edge of the island, offered a panoramic view of the mysterious stone figures. The wind, carrying tales from time immemorial, whispered through the grassy plains, setting the stage for the unfolding drama that would connect me with the forgotten history of Rapa Nui. On the third night, the Moai seemed to come alive in the moonlight, their stoic faces casting shadows that danced with an eerie vitality. Whispers, like the rustling of palm fronds, enveloped the cabin, a symphony of voices echoing through the ages. The Moai, guardians of a long-lost civilization, spoke in a language beyond comprehension. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, I ventured into the heart of the island, where the Moai congregated in mysterious formations. The whispers intensified, guiding me to a hidden cave adorned with ancient petroglyphs. Symbols etched into the stone walls painted a story of a once thriving society, now lost to the ravages of time. As I delved deeper into the cavern, the whispers grew louder, forming a chorus that echoed the island's turbulent past. The moai, it seemed, were conduits for the spirits of the islanders, each statue a guardian of ancestral memories. The air pulsated with the energy of forgotten rituals and the unspoken tragedies that unfolded in the shadows of the moai. The climax of the tale unfolded beneath the starlit sky, where the moai became vessels for the spirits to manifest. In the ghostly glow, the figures moved with an ethereal grace, their whispers coalescing into a celestial melody that resonated with the heartbeat of the island. In that transcendent moment, I felt a profound connection to the spirits of Rapa Nui. The moai, once silent witnesses, became conduits for a shared history that transcended language and time. The cabin, nestled beneath the watchful gaze of the stone guardians, stood as a testament to the enduring echoes of an ancient civilization that lingered on the winds of Easter Island. 10th story, The Phantoms of Prague Castle by Katerina Novak. In the heart of Prague, where the historic Prague Castle loomed over the Vltava River, I sought refuge in a centuries-old mansion tucked away in the shadow of the iconic structure. Little did I know that the medieval stones harbored more than just echoes of Czech history. They held the phantoms of a bygone era that would come to life with each passing night. The mansion, with its Gothic arches and time-worn tapestries, exuded an air of faded grandeur. By day, the castle grounds teemed with tourists, but as twilight descended, a spectral presence emerged. Whispers, like the soft rustling of ancient parchment, wafted through the air, hinting at secrets long buried within the castle's formidable walls. On the third night, the mansion seemed to resonate with the footsteps of ethereal beings, each creak of the floorboards echoing the phantom dance of centuries past. The whispers took form, murmuring tales of alchemists, knights, and ill-fated lovers whose stories were etched into the very stones of Prague Castle. Driven by an insatiable desire to uncover the mysteries, I explored hidden chambers and forgotten corridors within the mansion. The whispers guided me to a medieval library, its shelves lined with dusty tomes that chronicled the exploits of long-departed inhabitants. It was as if the ghosts of Prague Castle sought a chronicler for their tales. As I immersed myself in the ancient texts, the shadows in the library seemed to come alive. Apparitions of medieval scholars and ladies appeared, their spectral gazes meeting mine. The air thickened with the scent of ancient manuscripts, and the manuscripts themselves seemed to turn pages in response to the whispers that echoed through the chamber. A spectral ball unfolded in the grand hall of the mansion, where the phantoms of nobles and minstrels twirled in a timeless dance. The whispers formed a haunting melody, a symphony of past lives entwined with the present. The ghostly reverie became a living tapestry, each phantom sharing the sorrows and joys that had unfolded within the castle's storied halls. As dawn approached, the phantoms retreated into the shadows, leaving the mansion cloaked in an otherworldly stillness. The echoes of Prague Castle's spectral history lingered, etched into the very essence of the ancient stones. The mansion, once a refuge, stood as a vessel for the timeless tales of Prague, where the past and present coexisted in a haunting harmony. Thank you for sticking with us through the whole video. Also, I recommend you this video you see on screen, one of the scariest on my channel. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. This helps me bring you more thrilling content every day. If this video sent shivers down your spine, let me know in the comments.